Hello YouTube, Ronan Kazi, comparing the classes in Diablo 4. It's a early access weekend, so I'm going to kind of try to show you what I see here. So first up, we have the Necromancer and the Barbarian. I don't want you to take anything negative out of this. I played a little bit different. I was starting to make this video. My main character is a druid. I won't show you the druid. You can see my gameplay. I got 16 solid minutes with the druid. And what I noticed, this is the first big dungeon you have to go to. There's really no spoiler alerts. I'll just give you an idea how to handle things. I was really at ease with the Necromancer because it's got so many folks in it. But I was surprised that Barbarian was as good as it was. I ended up changing the build of the Barbarian to a more bloodletting build, but it has a lot of, if you played World of Warcraft, you got basically all the kind of barbarians, warriors in there. It's pretty good. Sorry for the train going by. And so the feeling on Necromancer is great because you just have so many folks in there that you're never in a problem. The pretty good AI on them. With the Warrior, there's nothing wrong with it. I was just a little more aggressive with it and pushed forward. You can see the skeletons go right off. I don't know if there's a healing mechanic. At this point, I can only have 4 skeletons out at a time. So there's that number 1 button. I can put that on a corpse and I can get something going on there. And that's where I'm resetting, I think, my Barbarian. One nice thing about Diablo, it's really easy to reset your skills. It's increasing cost to do it. I don't know how that's going to affect. I've just changed my build a million times on my druid. Hopefully I can buy it back down somehow, or it caps out eventually. The feeling you get with the Necromancer is easy mode on this level here because you're not doing a lot of stuff. You can see the corpse there, and when I zap the corpse, something happens to my, I don't know if they get empowered. I don't know what happens to them, but they're pretty good. The Barbarian though is really good. I just had the main skill and I propped that up, and it ended up being really powerful. And I guess the feeling is when you do 1 hit or 2 hits on something, that feels really powerful. At this point with the Necromancer, I'm throwing down poison. I get to do more damage in the poison. And really there's a single target boss at the end that puts a minor spawn on. And as I've gotten higher up with my, I think my druid's like level 23, and it gets a little bit harder in the instances, and I strafe a lot more. And I don't know if that's going to be different as I go along further. If you didn't know, the gameplay of the Barbarian's on the right and the Necromancer's on the left. I probably would do one more comparison as you go up. Really, the builds are all going to depend on your skill tree, what you favor. What I found on the Druid is I like to switch. I mean, if I could switch my builds a lot, I would, for situational stuff. When I'm out in the regular world, it's really easy. Bear form's great, but I don't think it does enough damage when I'm solo. And you can see I'm already on the boss. I stopped a little bit. So I got to run out of the way. He's going to make a mechanic where he gets someone out. He's going to super jump back down. I'm just now getting here on the Necromancer. And you're standing toe to toe. I have that blood on him. And he goes down pretty quick. The Barbarian is a great class. They're all great classes. The game's very well polished. This isn't a review. And there we go. So now we're going with the Rogue down on the right side. The Rogue's inside there. And again, I only used one skill on the Rogue, the throwing knife skill. And you can see over in the Necromancer, we're with the boss. And see, you're not even near the boss. You can just spam on the boss from far away. And they're just going to follow him and do it. That's what I'm saying. It feels like easy mode with the Necromancer. And you see just throwing knives over back on the right with the Rogue. It's pretty fantastic. It's pretty easy. It's super powerful as well. Each time I played with each class, I felt it was more strong than the last. And when I initially went through this with my Druid, I had to reset everything, and I died a bunch of times. And I was a little bit higher. Maybe I was level 10. So I think it's unfair. I just want to give you a flavor, but I think it's unfair. Probably, I'd say level 20 is a good place to see, compare the game styles. I'll try to get everyone up to level 20 to let you see. But at that point, you will already have tried the game and have done things. But I wanted to get this out before, you launch a character to see how it works. Necromancer is very easy. So on the Rogue, I'm like, well, maybe I should get a second skill. So eventually, I think I put a second skill on. And the boss is down over there. And finally, you're going to see the Sorcerer. The Sorcerer felt super powerful as well. Editing these videos was a pain. The Necromancer and Rogue I recorded on the same recording. Don't do that ever again. And so I just have that main skill. It's so powerful. I went with a Frost Mage kind of deal. That's great. And it was fantastic. So it is super powerful, because you got an automatic slow in there. And I think I add electricity, or I do something. Oh, I do this flickering frostbolt. No, I think I get this electric thing. That's going to be fantastic. So here I am with the Rogue, and I'm just throwing knives, and it's absolutely fantastic. And it does have some bow skills. It does dual wield, or maybe that's the Barbarian that dual wields. It's all great. So all of them are good. I went Druid. I like all that diversity, but I think every class is diverse. As I get them up higher, I will let you know. If you go back through the video, you'll see the first two videos, when the marquee for the character is on the left, it's from the first videos. I'm going through here now. Look at me. I'm leveling up, maybe putting on gear. When I ran the Druid separately, I created a new Druid and ran them through. They were the fastest, but they're not the fastest because they're the best. They were the fastest because I knew what I was doing now at this point. On some of these characters, and that's a lot of classes and a lot of games. Once you're familiar with the skills and what they do, again, the Sorcerer was just as good as everything. That Frostbolt slowing them down was a great crowd control capability. So I was hoping for more throwing blades, but the skills I picked for the rogue, it wasn't a throwing blade skill. It was a more melee. So I will do that a lot on the boss and miss. And it's so quick, those throwing daggers on the right, that you don't really even... on a PC, you hit the shift key and then you toss to keep your range so you don't go into melee range. And there, the sorcerer levels up. And I think I go to chain lightning now. And that's fantastic. That after you get that, that's incredible. So I'm going on the boss now in the rogue. And at this point, I've learned to strafe. One of the mechanics in Diablo, if you're having trouble with this one, it will spawn enough underlings where you'll eventually spawn more healing pots, and you just strafe around the map to do that. Hide behind the pillars sometimes, but it's pretty easy once you learn the mechanic and you move. And at this point, again on the PC, I hit the space bar for the dodge. That's kind of where you dodge, run a little bit faster. That was fantastic too. All right, so now you're going to see the sorcerer. And you're going to see how fast the sorcerer. This is near the end of the video. Thank you, YouTube, for liking, subscribing, sharing, hitting the notification. If you like Diablo 4, please let me know if you want more of those kind of videos. But I like doing this for you. I got the early access. If you ever wonder what maybe creators would do with some of that money, I'm not looking to get rich off it, but I'd look to buy games and buy the highest levels and let you know how the games are. So I build up enough mana, and then I'm gonna do the shock thing once I get some mobs out there. It has smart shocking and it just goes everywhere. It's absolutely fantastic. You can see I'm even shooting down his bubbles. Still strafing with the rogue. Look, there's a big chunk. We're almost equal amounts on the boss health. That's what's crazy. The sorcerer is a lot of damage. Again, the rogue a lot of damage. I'm just throwing knives nonstop with the rogues, and I have a shitty melee skill. All very powerful, fun gaming, but again, what's fair is as I've gotten higher, I get in some of these dungeons, and when I wipe, I got to change my spec to a more well-balanced spec. I can't go on my druid. I can't just go all bear or all werewolf or what have you. So please like, subscribe, share. I think I said it before. Getting near the end here. I appreciate everyone. You're probably going to get gameplay of the sorcerer the last little bit, but you can see how fast that took the boss down. Thank you, YouTube. Appreciate you. Have a good one. I'll see you out there.